The physical world around you seems fixed. It isn't. It is a lagging indicator, a direct echo of your mind's specific arrangement. This concept forms the core of Neville Goddard's methodology, detailed in his 1952 text, The Power of Awareness. We are building a custom mental framework today, culminating in your first active session tonight. Deliberately replacing your current concept of self is the only way to force a change in your external circumstances. Step 1 is isolation. You need a single, highly specific target. Goddard notes that all transformation begins with an intense, burning desire, coupled with the absolute intention to succeed. Stop right now and define the one specific thing you intend to change. That focus acts as the psychological fuel required to override current conditioning, forcing the mind to prioritize a new reality over the old one. Next, you need the right physical posture. Sit back in a chair or lie flat and let your body completely relax. You are aiming for a state akin to sleep. Your physical body should feel a drowsy numbness, while your attention remains entirely under your control. The body enters this state naturally right after a heavy meal, or in the narrow window just before you drift off to sleep at night. Intentionally shutting off your external physical senses, what you see, hear, and touch in the room, allows your attention to be directed entirely inward. Achieving this stillness allows you to access and alter the subconscious directly, bypassing the interference of the logical brain. With your body immobilized, construct a mental scene that dictates the goal is already a present fact. You must experience the success through your own eyes, thinking from the end rather than watching yourself like a character in a movie. In 1943, a soldier seeking an honorable discharge lay on his army cot and felt himself back in his New York City apartment, looking out his specific window and feeling the texture of his own bed. The boy who wanted a dog imagined the animal lying in his bed beside him, physically feeling the fur with his hands. Build your scene right now. What are your hands touching? What exactly are your eyes seeing? What specific sounds are you hearing? One couple secured a Fifth Avenue penthouse by falling asleep every night mentally sitting on their terrace, looking out over Central Park. Test your scene. As you run through it, ensure you are actively enjoying the feeling of being in that state at this very second. Translating a future dream into a present-tense, sensory-rich experience moves you psychologically to a new location. The physical world then bridges the gap to catch up. This practice often fails when people abandon it because the imagined state initially feels fake. Goddard states that the speed of manifestation is directly proportionate to how natural it feels to possess your desire. Conquer that feeling of fakeness through systematic nightly repetition. Persistence means maintaining the scene until the feeling of the wish fulfilled crowds out all other anxieties and doubts. Success arrives when the imagined scene shifts from a forced fantasy into a vivid, ordinary memory. Repetition eventually forces the nervous system to accept the assumption as your normal, baseline reality. You now possess a fully constructed, sensory-rich mental framework ready for use. Leave the logistics to the law of assumption. Goddard argues that your only free will is the selection of the idea itself. Once that concept is fixed, everything else happens in harmony with it through a deterministic sequence. If you maintain the feeling of the end result, the physical sequence of events will unfold automatically, utilizing the principle of least action. Your assignment for tonight is this: when you get into bed, induce the state akin to sleep and run your mental scene. Refuse to fall asleep as your old self. The world moves with motiveless necessity to reflect your internal assumptions. Declare your specific sensory scene in the comments below.